very warm welcome to all. It gives me immense pleasure to share with you all that we have amongst us two distinguished personalities you must have seen in the banner who have worked persistently in the field of regenerative medicine through stem cell therapy and research. I, on behalf of the entire USTM family, extend my heartfelt gratitude for acknowledging our invitation and sharing their knowledge and wisdom with us. To speak about them, I'm not the right person, but I need to introduce you all to them. First, about Dr. Anand S Shrivastava. Dr. Anand S Shrivastava is the chairman and co-founder of California-based Global Institute of Stem Cell Therapy and Research, GIOSTAR, headquartered in San Diego, California, US. The company was formed with a vision to provide stem cell therapy to aid those suffering from degenerative or genetic diseases around the world, such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autism, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, spinal cord injuries, paralysis, blood-related disease, cancer, and burns. GIOSTAR is world's leading stem cell therapy and research institute involved with stem cell therapy and research work for over the last 20 years. GIOSTAR's prime focus is to discover and develop a cure for human disease with a state-of-art, unique stem cell-based therapies and products. The regenerative medicine provides promise for treatments of diseases previously regarded as incurable. Dr. Anand Shrivastava's success has its roots in his unique background of expertise in stem cell biology, protein biochemistry, molecular biology, immunology, in utero transplantation of stem cell, tissue targeting, gene therapy, and clinical research. There are many scientists who can work in a narrowly defined field, but few have broad and multidisciplinary experience to carry out clinical research in a field as challenging as stem cell biology, cancer, and gene therapy field. Dr. Anand Shrivastava's wide spectrum expertise is rare in clinical research and perfectly crafted to fit ideally with the GIOSTAR projects for stem cell transplant, cancer, and gene therapy research. GIOSTAR, under the leadership of Dr. Shrivastava, was one of the first institutes in the world that received USA FDA approval in April 2020 to treat COVID-19 patients with stem cells under FDA's compassionate use. Dr. Shrivastava has been associated with leading universities, with research institutions of USA, to name a few. It's University of California, San Diego Medical College, University of California, Irvine Medical College, and so on. GIOSTAR, under the leadership of Dr. Shrivastava, is in charge of developing stem cell transplant program for 4 different state governments in India. The 4 state governments in India, with help of GIOSTAR Stem Cell Science, are preparing to treat the large poor population in India suffering from sickle cell anemia and thalassemia. Dr. Anand Shrivastava's research work has been presented in various national and international scientific meetings and conferences in US, Japan, China, Korea, India, UAE, Germany, and USA. His research articles have been published in peer-reviewed medical scientific journals, and his research work has been cited extensively by other scientists. Dr. Shrivastava's expertise and scientific achievements were recognized by many scientific fellowships and by 2 consecutive awards of highly prestigious and internationally recognized GISTAC Award from Science and Technology Agency, Government of Japan. Also, his research presentations was awarded with the Excellent Presentation Award in the meeting of Clinical Chemistry and Medicine, Japan. He has also expertise in genetic engineering research, developmental biology, immunology, making the transgenic animals, and his extraordinary expertise of searching and characterizing the new genes are ideal for our ongoing projects of developing the effective treatments for many degenerative disease, genetic disease, and cancer. Based on his extraordinary scientific achievement, his biography has been included in Who is Who in America, data by 2 times, first in 2005 and second in 2010. Dr. Anand Shrivastava was also involved in the group of UC Irvine, which worked with the Christopher Reeve Foundation for the first clinical trial approved by US FDA in the world to use the embryonic stem cell to treat spinal cord injury in humans. One of the Dr. Shrivastava 2008 publication has recently been ranked at the top among the list of 20 most influential articles published in the field of stem cell and neurodegenerative disease in the world for 5 consecutive years. As a co-founder of African Dream Big Corporation, established in 2021 with vision of nation building starting with Guinea and other African countries, they are planning to develop infrastructure and real estate projects, advance healthcare and education system for masses, innovative agricultural practices, AI-related technology, implementation and import quality manufacturing sector. Mr. Patel has served as the CEO, President and Board of Directors in highly comprehensive industries such as healthcare, stem cell research, architectural, general construction, alternative energy, multifaceted internet industry. Mr. Patel has served as the President of Federation of India, Association San Diego. Mr. Patel has also served in key positions of several public and private organizations such as GIOSTAR Foundation, Asian and Pacific American Coalition, Asian Business Association, Cambridge Companies, Reality Changers, Global Organization of People of Indian Origin. He has also served as Vice President of newly formed San Diego United Lions Club. Mr. Patel's life work has been honored by several prestigious awards around the globe. He was honored with USA Congressional recognition for his efforts in spreading the advancement of stem cell science around the world. He was also bestowed upon Asian Heritage Award for his business leadership in the field of stem cell science. Thank you to both our distinguished guests for traveling all over to our country and being with us. I request my students especially to take the opportunity and to know about their journey as well as their vision and their knowledge. Over to you, sir. Now I request Anand Shrivastava, sir, to share his experience and his journey to reach this position, sir.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I welcome you all and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sharma, Professor Vasid, who is also a Vice Chancellor of and very good friend of mine, and CEO of GIOSTAR, Mr. Deven Patel. It's a very extensive introduction, in fact, and I don't really think that was really needed. I live in San Diego, California, and I started this modern field of stem cell science that is called regenerative medicine. And if you know the regenerative medicine means if something is going under the degeneration of your body, and if how to really manage or regenerate those organs. So that's what is the regenerative medicine. And before coming to the field of stem cell science, which I started basically 20 years back at University of California, San Diego Medical School, I was working on the gene therapy, and I was in Japan, awarded 2 times by Prime Minister of Japan to develop the gene therapy. And I showed first time to the world in 1999 that you may change the pancreatic gene using the correct gene. So that developed the treatment for the several genetic diseases, including the diabetes. But so I was given chance and offered several universities of the world and US to work on gene therapy, and particularly the in utero gene therapy. It means when the baby is developing inside the mother womb, is it possible to really correct the gene then and there so baby can born as a healthy baby? So that was my job, and I get the offer from Harvard, UCLA, University of California, San Diego Medical School, and I moved from Japan to San Diego because I like weather of San Diego, same as here in Guwahati. The weather is very good in San Diego, and of course topmost institutions are there, like Salk Research Institute, University of California, San Diego Medical School, Scripps Research Institute. So all these big institutes are there. So my job was to develop in utero gene transplant, and I quickly realized that yes, we can do the gene therapy, but it's very complex, and it's not very easy to bring this technology to the masses if we really want to treat hundreds and thousands of the people. So then I started thinking, what is the best way to manage this problem that is related with the metabolic diseases and where the organs are losing function. So the idea came in my mind, why not we can utilize the master cell of the body And when I say the master cell of the body, so that is stem cell science, because our entire body, we know that our entire body is made of stem cell. So it means that stem cell is making each and every single organs, because body is nothing but the combination of organs. Then I thought, is it possible to take out these stem cells in the lab, and is it possible also to really regenerate or manage the damaged organ, or differentiate these stem cells into the different kind of organs? I'm talking like 21 year back story to you. Why I'm telling you? Because you guys are very young student. I really feel very happy that I'm in front of you. And I always think that it is very important for young people to think out of the box and think what are the easiest way to achieve your goal. It is not to develop very complex thing. Okay, important is how we can achieve a goal. I give you simple example. I know that time is very less, and we have to move very quickly. I think 4 o'clock. Okay. so like electric car. Okay, so now we have electric car. Just you need a motor and rotate the wheel so car can go. You don't need so complex engine like a piston and plug and radiator and this and that. So that kind of thinking we have to have. I'm just telling all the students, don't get trapped in the making some complex design. Always think what I want to achieve and what are the shortest route to achieve that. So I started thinking, and I brought the stem cell in the lab. I started culturing the cells, and then the story starts. So I'm just going to very quickly in 10 minutes probably, and after that I will transfer to Mr. Patel. He will narrate the story, which is very wonderful success story after a lot of struggle, which I am not going to explain that struggle. So as you told as you know, the GIOSTAR is global. GIOSTAR means Global Institute of Stem Cell Therapy and Research. This is San Diego, California based organization, formed in 2008. And from 2000 to 2007 and 8, I was not myself knowing what way this stem cell science will go. And when I did the first clinical trial for the spinal cord injury, then I realized this can repair spinal cord injury, and this is now the science can go to regenerate the several kind of organs which does not have any treatment. So that's what the aim of the GIOSTAR. So if the vision I already told, this is the Mr. Patel is the main person, and I'm just little bit here or there. Okay, so GIOSTAR has several affiliation, and I'm not going to tell. You already know big story. This is a little bit about me. I received several things. I was little lucky, and let me tell you, all these things what you are seeing here, it is very important. Again, I'm addressing all the young people here because that is very important. All this I got not because of my caliber. It is all the blessings of my parents and my teachers. Okay, because they really directed me for each and every single thing. And what I did, I simply listened them and followed their instruction, and I just got all these things. So coming to that, the vision of the GIOSTAR and entire medical science is going now in the entire world is bench to bedside. Means you do the research with the hospital. So anything which is coming in the human problem, the doctors or clinicians are telling to the scientists that this is the problem, and then scientists immediately start to searching the question, answer of that question, and combining that knowledge with the clinician and scientist, so it can be immediately translated to the treatment side. So that's the bench and bedside. That's what GIOSTAR, every single place. GIOSTAR has its research division and treatment division. Research is the money eating part, and treatment generates the money, so we put again in the research to develop new treatments. So that's what is the way. Now I'm coming on the stem cell science. So if you know already that what is I told stem cell, the master cell of the body, it can make, because it's making all the body, so it can make any kind of organ. And you may be knowing, everyone knows this idea? Okay, good. I'm not going to explain much detail. So the entire idea is take stem cells, okay, then just culture this, clone this stem cell, make billions of the stem cell, differentiate and transplant to the patient. That's the entire idea, to treat any kind of damage of the organ. So the possibility are basically endless. You can manage any kind of degenerative or damage of the organs. Now, this is most important, and all these things are after that not very extraordinary. Uh, when I started, I was not knowing, and nobody was even knowing how to really culture this embryo. These slides are showing the embryonic stem cells, okay, in the culture. So if you see your left side's photograph, it's showing embryonic stem cell, and you see a lot of elongated cells. So I was not knowing how to really culture and how to provide an environment to this embryonic stem cell in the in the lab, because yes, inside the body it is different environment. So I use the animal feeder cell to provide the food to this embryonic stem cell, so this embryonic stem cell can grow. So from 2000 to 2004, I was trying to develop, and if you see right side is the clean cell, which does not have any feeder cell or animal cell. So those left side, because it is contaminated with animal cells, so you cannot use in the humans. Because you can do the research, but you cannot use in the humans because it is contaminated with animal product. So it is very important to develop something which is away from any animal contamination. So then I developed the pure cocktail or food for the embryonic stem cell without any animal contamination. So it can go to the treatment of humans, or it can be applied to the humans. So this two slides, from that to here, I took 3 years, okay? So you can see just two slides, but it took me 3 years, from 2000 to 2003. And then entire new area developed that yes, you can use the embryonic stem cell directly in the humans. Then again, I told I was developing the in utero gene transplant, and I was trying to, can you off this light somehow? Because, and, okay, great. So what happens actually, I was developing in utero gene therapy or in utero transplant to treat the genetic diseases when the baby is developing under the mother womb. So in 2001 or 2, nobody was knowing if you inject the stem cells in the body, whether it is going to, again, I told 3 simple questions. It is going to survive or not. If surviving, it is multiplying or not. If multiplying, it is really helping in development of organs or not. So because I was knowing the technique, so I just injected stem cell in developing baby, and then I wanted to know where this is going. So if you see, where is that? I don't have.
It's on the screen. You can point it on the screen.
I don't see. But anyway, so focus on this, okay? So this one actually, if you see, this is dark color, all these things. So when I injected the stem cell in that, I found that this stem cell migrated all over the organs and participated in development of each and every single organ. So telling that yes, this stem cell really goes, survive, multiply, and participating in development of the organ. So that is the first report to the world in 2003, showing if you inject a stem cell, it really participate in development of the organ. After that, entire new, where is that? Can you tell me? Oh, so you can see that, okay, that it is dark. This is non-injected. So almost each and every single organ stem cell participated. Okay. Then so it's opened entire new field that okay, organ regeneration and managing the organ through or treating the damaged organ using the stem cell. So I wanted to know whether, and you know, the blood is the biggest problem. Blood transfusion is the biggest problem. There is always 3 problems in the blood. That always is scarcity of the blood. If you transfer from one person to another person, it is always you have to always match those blood. And second, you may always transfer the disease from, if you are transferring blood from one person to another person. So I thought, is it possible to really make the blood cell, because all thalassemia, sickle cell disease, lot of blood cancer, this all blood related disease, and if we can make the blood cells using the stem cells, so we may be able to really manage and cure several kind of diseases which is blood related. So I was very much focused on making the blood, and then this is very quickly I'm going to say fast. This is all the process of making the blood cell or differentiation of the stem cell into the blood cell. And oh, what happened? I think you have to come back here. Okay, let them do. I don't need that, but I can explain very well without that. Okay, also. So finally, what I did, I actually started differentiating the blood cells, differentiating the stem cells into the blood cells, and finally I made the red blood cell from the stem cells. Now we are under the process of making this red blood cells into the So now we are under the process of making the real red blood cell from the stem cells, and we are trying to make in the bioreactor. This blood which we are making is the O negative, so it is universal donor. You can give these blood cell to anybody, and whatever we collect the blood, like entire world, it is like
100 million.
100 million unit blood we collect. So you can see this is the real red blood cell, which is donor cell. Our red blood cell does not have any nucleus, so this does not have any nucleus. This is I published from 2004, 6, 7, topmost journal called Stem Cells. So this is the first report again, showing that yes, we can make the blood cells, and now we are under the process of making the bioreactor, which is yes, money-wise is too much, but important is we can help a lot of people who are suffering. So this is the blood. Then again, I ask one thing, that is it possible really to repair the damaged brain? Because we know, and before 2005 we were studying in the medical school, if the brain is damaged, you cannot repair whatever you do. So I was also knowing that, so I thought again that is it possible to really repair the damaged brain using the stem cells? So I again asked these 3 questions, injecting the stem cell in the damaged brain. So I injected the stem cells in this damaged brain, and I asked whether this stem cell is going to repair or anything or not. So after 24 hours, if you see, you can see little bit here brown, but I gave the green color to the stem cells. You cannot see any green color here. So I was very disheartened, because after 24 hours really nothing was happening. Okay, then I thought, okay, let's see after 1 week. So after 1 week, you see the green color. These are the stem cells which I injected, and this is the damaged portion of the brain. So all these stem cells survived, multiply, and started traveling towards the damaged portion of the brain. This is the damaged portion, again reconfirming this, that is this blue color is the stem cell traveling. So that tells after 1 week that yes, stem cell survive, multiply, and trying to travel towards the damaged portion of the brain. And then I checked after 2 months what is going on. So after 2 months, you see this is a damaged portion, and this is much elaborated high microscopy. So this is yellow is the stem cell surrounding, and unwanted cell gone. So that is very important, that you don't want unwanted cell anymore. So after that, the real time gene expression and all these things. So finally, we came to know one thing, that yes, these stem cells multiply, survive, and try to repair the damaged brain. So this was the first report in 2006, published in topmost journal, again stem cells, from us, from me. And then that opens the new field of the regeneration of damaged brain, and medical school started teaching that yes, now damaged neurons or brain can be repaired using stem cells. So entire idea of neurology was changed. Then using that, I started, what is that? Yeah, so you know the Superman, the Christopher Reeve, at the same time he was having the spinal cord injury, so he came to know about this publication, and he asked me, is it possible for me to repair his spinal cord injury? Then I told nobody has done, I don't know, but we have to do research, so we need a lot of money. So he told how much, I told maybe 40 million, so he gave $30 million to University of California, Irvine, where I joined, and that was the first ever clinical trial approved by US FDA in 2010 to repair the spinal cord injury using the embryonic stem cell. Till today there is only one, and this is you can play that. Yeah, so you see that was the real. So like spinal injury, and the signal comes here and blocks. So in normal neurons, you know, signal goes like this, and just be here, okay? So the signal is going and boom, okay? So person is on the wheelchair. Then what we do, we injected the stem cell here again, okay? It went there, repaired it, and signal started going. So now you see the tail is up, mouse was, so this is University of California, Irvine. So this was the experiment was done, and then finally it went for the clinical trial for the humans to repair the spinal cord injury. And so that was the, and then again, entire idea was treating the spinal cord injury came in picture using the stem cells. That was done by me and few of our friends. Same way there is autoimmune disease where your own immune system start killing your body, and Crohn's is one of them. So I thought, is it possible to really manage the Crohn's disease or autoimmune disease using stem cells, like type 1 diabetes, arthritis, Crohn's, ALS, MS, there are a lot of diseases. So, can you go back? There is some problem actually.
Yeah, you're pressing something. That is
I'm not doing, I did not do anything here.
oh, you did?
No.
Maybe some malfunction in that.
Okay, anyway, so it is not important. I'm just telling, so Crohn's disease, okay, and I developed a Crohn's disease model, then I used the stem cells, and I showed in 2007 first time that yes, autoimmune diseases can be treated using stem cells. That was the Crohn's disease, and so depending on the same philosophy, we can treat several other kind of diseases, okay, like type 1 diabetes, arthritis, ALS, MS, you name it, okay. So I showed first time to that blood can be, then I showed first time the autoimmune disease, then I showed first time to the world that yes, brain or neurology or neural diseases can be managed, and then I really make the real, you see this photograph, this is the real nerve cell made in the lab. So then people and scientists ask you, okay, it looks like nerve cell, so how you know this is nerve cell? So I use several markers which goes and stain if it is nerve cell, it will give the color. So it's like, okay, yes, it is nerve cell. Then what? Nerves conducts the electricity, okay? So if it is not conducting the electricity, then how you can say it is nerve cell? Then what I did, I plated the heart cell in the plate and put the nerve cell on top of that to see if this really doing something. So if you see, when this created the connection, this heart cell started beating in the plate. So that's what I told, that now we are so advanced in the stem cell. The stem cell treatment which we do, we don't need to do any. I can give my cells to you. I can take your cells to me.
So there's no
HLA typing, no need of that.
So I'm just asking one general question.
please.
How and when we are going to know that we need a stem cell therapy? Like we have problems, and how we will know that we need a stem cell therapy, and we will approach you.
No, you
like
know,
generally, if we suffer from spinal
I got your
injury,
question.
we used to go to orthopedic doctor.
Yeah.
But then how we will come to know?
The point is here that any kind of metabolic, the truth, there is no treatment for any metabolic disease in modern medicine. Okay, so anything is happening and you feel that it is metabolic, it's better to talk some good stem cell researcher or scientist or doctor, because there are not of doctors also who can do the stem cells. But you can do it any time as soon as you come to know that you have a metabolic problem or degeneration of any organ or damage of the organ.
One more question. For this migraine problem is very common nowadays. Is it possible to treat migraine?
Yes, it is very much possible, and I am going to give to Deven because it's only 8 minutes remaining. So after that we can talk personal.
Just one more one question was coming. I get to know that nowadays, there is a stem cell bank which is, being maintained by a lot of hospitals, and the moment the baby is born, stem cells are kept, and a lot of money is required.
I got
to be
your
paid for
question.
that.
So that stem cell is good, not for the person who is storing it, because that is for different purpose, basically for the blood related disease, and it is good for other people who may get problem, not the person who is storing it. So
Right. So,
yeah, so the answer is not really need.
So do I need to store my
No.
stem cell when
I don't suggest.
My mother did not save my umbilical cord when I was born, right? So if something happens to me, what are we going to do? Anybody has any answer? My mother did not save my umbilical cord or her umbilical cord when I was born. So what if something happens to me? So we have pushed the science so far, so further, that you don't need anymore to even have those kind of stem cells. As Dr. Anand said, these adult stem cells can be taken from somebody else, or it can be from my own body also. Adult body could be my fat tissue, could be my peripheral blood. Many places it can be done. So answer is that is for a different purpose. In one of my profile, it says I admire the dreamers, and I encourage the dreamers to follow their dream, because it requires tremendous courage to follow your dreams. And the biggest dream stealers are nobody, it's you. Remember that forever. So if you put your mind and heart to anything, you will achieve it without a doubt. And what Dr. Anand said, it only becomes possible when you have a grace, which is the blessings from your teachers and from your parents and from your grandparents and from your gods. So it's the combination, just like a biology, and chemistry. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of all. And if you make that combination perfect, which is the blessings from above, from your parents, from your teachers, and then you put your heart and mind to it, nothing is impossible. Now, Dr. Anand is being very humble man, but I wanted to just expand just a little bit, and I don't want to take a lot of your time. This entire modern field of stem cell science was created by him single-handedly 20 years ago. I'm using word modern stem cell science. We've been doing bone marrow transplant for the last 30, 40 years for blood cancer, lymphoma, leukemia, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia. But the modern stem cell science that you guys are also reading about, learning about, it's created by him. He's the pioneer who started this field, and the man who is leading this entire medical science and entire world in this direction. So he's one of the most celebrated and one of the very special scientists living among ourselves of our time, the most celebrated scientist. And you being scientists, you'll be happy to know that he's here. And our purpose is our vision behind GIOSTAR is to make the most elite, expensive, and advanced science available to the masses. Now, how do you make the most advanced, elite, and expensive science available to the masses? That's a oxymoron, right? It's an uphill battle. So what we did, we go around the world, we work with the world governments and help them develop stem cell policies for their country, stem cell transplant programs, stem cell research programs. So that allows us to infrastructure, people, money, so that it can be penetrated and make it available and accessible to the patient. I'll give you a very simple example. Somebody in American media asked me, how did you do that, Deven? How is it possible for you to do that? I said, well, I'll give you a real life example. There was one electrical pole worker in India, in Gujarat, working, and he fell off from 20 feet, 10 feet, whatever it is, and he had a spinal cord injury. He was paralyzed, paraplegic, he cannot do much. And he came to us, and he was helped quite a bit. He had a bladder sensation, so he can tell now he has to go to the bathroom. He has some sensation in his leg, so if something happening, he can protect himself, and he can pull himself and go to do his thing. So we gave a man his dignity back. So I took this data back to our team in America, our scientists, like you guys. And I said, look, this guy can have a bladder sensation, he can go to the bathroom, he can move around, do his things. And they said, it's only what, 5% improvement? Our own team says, oh, that's nothing, Deven, that's just a 5% improvement. We haven't done much. And I said, well, I beg to differ that. We gave man his dignity that he can go to the bathroom by himself. I think that's 1,000% lifestyle improvement, in my opinion. But you are scientists, so you decide. But at the same time, we don't have to forget that we are human. And those human emotions and this human dignity is so important. Even little bit you can do in your life for someone or for yourself, I think you will do great things in life. And just real quick, I'm going to take 2-3 minutes and I'll tell you all the journey real fast. Dr. Shrivastava was also, he was proposing one more dedicated stem cell treatment hospital in Banaras, Kashi, because he's originally from BHU. This is Dr. Shrivastava giving Goosey Peace Prize to APEC nations, to the ex-Health Minister of China. US Congress honors Dr. Shrivastava for his contribution to the field of stem cell science. This is the most important slide, if you don't remember anything, because this will tell you how you can make impossible possible. If you don't remember anything, any science, nothing, don't worry about it. If you remember this, you'll do anything in life. You see here, you have that's okay, don't leave it. It's okay.
Not required.
So you see here in the center, you have President Reagan, Nancy Reagan, then you have Dr. Anand S Shrivastava, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, the actor, then you have Obama, and then you have Christopher Reeve in the back. So what happened when Dr. Shrivastava started publishing these data in 2001, 2, 3? A lot of fear was created in the pharma industry because they thought, now he's talking about cure, so who's going to buy our pills, right? And biggest lobby and most powerful lobby in the world is not oil lobby, it's a pharma lobby. Now we all know. I don't have to tell you. So they were concerned that, this is not going to work or this could be different. So the whole American political system was polluted to not allow stem cell research, which is funded by federal money. So President Reagan, which is a Republican party, died of Alzheimer's. And his party was, at that time, it was Junior Bush was the president, and his wife, Nancy Reagan, wanted to find out the science that you were blocking would have helped President Reagan in Alzheimer's or not. He was suffering from Alzheimer's. He died because of that. At that time, only authority in the country, in US, was Dr. Shrivastava. That's how they both talk. That's how the debate started in the state of California. And at that time, Arnold Schwarzenegger's career was ending in Hollywood. So he wanted to come to Bollywood. No, I'm kidding. He wants to come to the politics. So he ran on the issue of stem cell, and we fought against the entire establishment. The biggest government department in the state of California was created, called Serum California Institute of Regenerative Medicine, with $3 billion funding. $3 billion is about 22,000 crore rupees. And this science that we are standing here, that you guys are talking about, is only made possible because of person like Dr. Anand S Shrivastava, Nancy Reagan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who fought against the entire establishment to make this science see the daylight. So as I said again, that's what Dr. Anand is all about. Okay. And this is Dr. Shrivastava working at the Salk Institute. It's a beautiful story, but I'll talk about it. The Salk Institute is like almost the most research institute. If scientists get to work there, they kind of bow down. It is that holy. So Dr. Anand Shrivastava helped develop the stem cell core program there. Then this is the world's first dedicated stem cell treatment hospital, first dedicated multi-specialty tertiary dedicated stem cell treatment hospital that was inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi and Shri Ravi Shankarji in 2011 in Ahmedabad. Then this is another hospital, which is the world's largest stem cell treatment hospital. We're building in a collaboration with the government of Gujarat for the tribal people who are suffering from sickle cell and thalassemia. So that is being built. Then these are our GIOSTAR, other private facilities around India and around the world. I had a privilege to meet Stephen Hawkins. So I spent 4 hours, just like you and me talking right now, face to face, because when he speaks, he has to take a signal from his eye to his teeth, then he will click, and that will type the word in his computer screen, and then I can read his question, then I would answer it. So he did not live long enough. He wanted to understand how we can help in his ALS, but he did not live long enough to do that. And This is Under Secretary of State of United States invited us to come to India. We're working with the U.S. Navy to help U.S. soldiers to get benefit from this science. All kind of people we meet around the world. President of Mexico, we have locations in Mexico. We have locations there. We have a place in Colombia, Prince of Rome, then Saudi Arabia, King of Saudi Arabia invited us, then the King of Thailand invited us and honored us with the King's emblem. And when he honored us with the King emblem, we did not know. We just we thought it was a nice pin, you know. And when we went to the hotel, everybody was surrounding us like, what is that? Where did you get this? I said, we got it from a King's court. I said, who gave it to you? I was like, a King's court. And they all, because he was the most loved king, King Bhumibol, who passed away 3 years ago. So we have an interesting journey all around the world. Kingdom of UAE invited us to help them develop their stem cell science. This is an interesting book. You might have heard of Secret. It talks about quantum physics and how all the book came, I think, 10 years ago, if I'm not wrong. So those are the few people were in that book. Then Shri Ravi Shankarji inaugurated our Bangalore facility also again, second time. Baba Ramdev wanted to develop something in the field of stem cell products. And a couple other projects coming in the different states. We're building our own world's first stem cell university that's coming pretty soon. Many universities we help. Chinese partnership there. There's a country of Panama invited us. Bangladesh invited us. Many projects. And for women here or girls here, that we have developed the most powerful stem cell based cosmetics in the world, and it has a tremendous effect because it works all your 3 skin layers. So that's coming up for if anybody needs that. They're all over the media, all over the places. In the past, my past title was Stem Cell Crusader. My new title is the biggest disruptor of healthcare. And many things that we do. As Dr. Shrivastavas said, GIOSTAR was one of the first organizations. April 2020, right after the COVID, US FDA approved our proprietary stem cell treatment to treat patients with the COVID. And in this particular case, the patient was in coma because of the COVID for 6 weeks. Patient was paralyzed. Patient had collapsed lungs. Patient's kidney was damaged, so he was in dialysis. His liver was compromised. So basically, he had a death warrant. And we brought it back. So we were all over the U.S. news. This is Harry Markowitz, who is a Nobel laureate in San Diego. There are so many Nobel laureates have their own Nobel Genius Circle, though. So they honored Dr. Shrivastava to the Nobel Genius Circle. And these are the many universities where Dr. Shrivastava worked in the past. UC San Diego, Salk Institute, Burnham, UCLA, UC Irvine. And just to conclude this in summary, Dr. Anand showed you reprogramming of the fetus, universal red blood cell, repair of brain, nerve cell, repair of heart, Crohn's disease. So very few scientists can work. Usually the scientists work in a very narrowly defined field, just the heart, just the kidney, or just cancer. But Dr. Shrivastava conquered the entire body from head to toe, and because of his very diverse experience, which is very rare in the world. And therefore, we've been able to excel and do great things around the world. And bottom line is to take away the suffering from the masses. If we can do even a little bit together, not just by ourselves, we cannot do everything by ourselves. So that's why we go around the world. We travel around the world all the time and spread the knowledge of the science and share with young scientists like you so that together we can heal the world. Thank you so much.
I feel so elated, and really it is God wish, and by the grace of God we got Dr. Anand Shrivastava and Dr. Patel among us, and this is also because of the vision of our Honorable Chancellor Mr. Mehboob ul Haq, who is also a dreamer and who has been able to bring Dr. Shrivastava among us. And you have heard that how the future we have going to have no disease possible to be incurable. All those metabolic diseases will be curable after listening his lecture. And we are proud, we feel so proud that an Indian scientist has started the world class for the first time in US, in the whole world, the regenerative method of treatment, the stem cell center, GIOSTAR center, and all over the world he is spreading the message in the humanity that all diseases which are metabolic, which do not have any cure in the modern science, that is allopathic way of treatment, is having treatment by using stem cell. And the old thing, as he told, that the bone marrow cells which we used to have earlier, and then matching, genetic, and all these things, now no more. All those failure of this recognition, etc., which have been in our academic life, are all removed. So on behalf of the university, I am really so grateful that in spite of very busy, hectic schedule, he started his journey morning 3 a.m. and continuously traveling and discussing, having interaction, and he has delivered so nicely, and such a humble, down-to-earth person. So I am really grateful, sir, for your very thought-provoking and so exciting talk, and newly giving the new knowledge to all of us. And I must mention that we are very much keen, and our Chancellor is very much keen, that we would be having this stem cell center in our university in near future. So we look forward, sir, and we look forward for your support, and also to help us also, because we are new university and we are located in northeastern region where the fund is not much and all these things, but I can only assure that we are ready to work with you, with your instructions day and night, and will be able to make this dream to come true in this region. And as Rani was asking, what will be the cost? So I am sure that in future the cost will come down also, because it always depends how much cost involved initially, and as he told that initially it was very costly, in 3 billions and something was spent on the establishment cost, but now slowly it is coming down. So this will reach to everybody within the reach, and this has given a wider scope for our thoughts, particularly for youngsters, that how they can easily think of creating their own future, but hard work. He took 3 years just to isolate and purify the cell. Just imagine 3 years, you have seen one slide, 2 cells only. So that was the main thing. Beginning, a new beginning. And you will be surprised to know that more than 18 Nobel laureates have acknowledged his contribution, that they would not have got Nobel Prize because of his help to them. So you see, he is the kingmaker to those who are getting the Nobel Prize, contributing silently, giving new life to the pupil. So I feel that the words are not sufficient, and also the time is a pressure. I want to say many things about him, but you are having bus. So that is the limiting factor. And similarly, the partner, co-founder, Deven Patel. We were talking yesterday that this is the best combination from BHU, the Nagari of Baba Vishwanath, who is a creator. So he is creator, taking the same Ashirwad of Baba Kashinath. And taking to the business, we have in India the best community in business, that is from Gujarat. Gujarat is our most successful business community in the whole world. You just remember. Just like our, you see, the Prime Minister, Honorable our Prime Minister, he has taken our country to the highest site because he has brought all these people, scientists. He is very keen that the stem cell center should be there in each state of country. Just see his imagination, and he is another visionary leader. We are lucky. So Dr. Patel is really a very good orator. We could not have more time, but I will request you, those who are interested, they can have interaction later on, and they will be very happy both academically. This is for the first time we could see that how academic and the applied could come together, science and treatment, the clinic and all these things together. Generally we have wide gap in between two lines, and we feel that everyone is eye-to-eye in their own field. But no, it has to come together to solve the problem. They say he is the best example. And I must congratulate and thank Professor Mohammad Basir, who is a silent person, bringing Professor Shrivastavas to our university, the former Vice Chancellor of Calicut University. So I thank Dr. Basir. I would like to mention here that once Dr. Basir comes, before any program takes place, you just say 120% successful. Because you see, you may not be knowing, before NAC visit, Dr. Basir visited our university silently. And we had lot of interactions, and also he knew the chairman. I asked the chairman name. He told me, but I did not tell to anyone in our university because it was a confidential thing. But he gave me one like stem cell, which was the treatment for this neck visit. So we kept that stem cell pill with us, and that brought A category to our university by neck grading for the first time. So Dr. Basir, we are really so grateful that you are giving always support to us, and your all experiences are very helpful in building our university, and we feel that in future we'll continuously getting your help and support. So not taking much time, I thank all my colleagues, officers, faculty members and dear students that you have patiently listened his lecture, and I hope that in future we will be having more and more our programs together. Today we have visited some of the departments and also facilities available. Again we will be visiting some more places, and how we can go along with the near future. So that discussion will go on, and I thank each one of you for coming in such a large number and showing your interest in the area. Thank you very much.